What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It is the third installment of Artisan August, and today we are joined by Snug from 808 Keys and Dread Keys. How y'all doing?
Yo.
What's up?
Can't get over. Right. So 808, I need you to talk so you can show.
Hello, what's up? Snug from 808.
It's so good.
The gift is so good.
So yeah, guys, welcome. We're our third week, our third installment of the first ever Artisan August. Again, we haven't had a no face cam stream in a while, but we never like demand face cams because one, like not everybody has a face cam, and two, some people might not want to show their face, and I get that. So we got both, but we have a little treat from Snug.
So it looks backward. Is it backward on stream? Should I flip it?
No, it's good.
That's good.
It's not backward.
Maybe it is.
I think it might be.
It might be backward.
Let me see if I can flip it real quick. But yeah.
Look
at this cool little guy talking, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad we.
There we go.
It is. Boom.
All right,
Look at that.
Perfect.
Yo. Dread living the secret life needs to stay in hiding. Hey, you know.
I have to keep the mystique. Mystique.
I like it. Now, you know, this is the first time. The only other time off the top of my head is we had Zap cables on, but his camera was all fucked to hell. But we know what he looks like. This is the fun one. We have no idea what you guys look like. So.
I mean, realistically, I have a personal Instagram that people could technically find.
Well,
I mean, I'm not like trying to.
Time to go.
Start looking.
Yeah, right. People are gonna find it. They're like halfway through the stream, someone's gonna start posting the link in chat. They completely dox you. No, I think that's like a cool aspect. Like I think it's cool to have, you know, that on an anonymity in what you do. I think it's cool when I see like content creators do it. Obviously, y'all being artisan makers, I think it's cool. Cool to be able to not
and respect, because like, you know, we've talked about. It's like, I don't like like with a group buy. I'm like, man, they're like, oh, are you gonna update? And I was like, dude, I put my fucking face on stream 2 to 3 times a week. Like, you can find me.
Yeah, right.
Like, I can't run away. If I ran away, I would have to run away from stream too. So yeah. But guys, I want to thank and shout out to our awesome sponsors and partners, Canna Keys, OmniType, Kinetic Labs, and Project Keyboards, as well as Zap Cables, Type B, Smith & Rune, and 3D Keeps. So thank you to them. We'll hear more from them later. Typically, we start out with a Fast 4. We're going to be doing the Fast 5 for Artisan August, starting off with your top 4 favorite switches. And we'll start with Snug, and we'll go to Dread.
Okay, switches. So I'm really new to this. So I started like in the hobby about a year ago. Like the first time I even heard about a mechanical keyboard. So I'll just name the switches that I have, and I only have 4. So I have Milky Gat Yellows.
Works.
Nightwalker switches, Telios, and H1s.
Yeah.
And I only really ever use Milky Gat Yellows. Those are the ones that are on my keyboard.
That's like a very common Gat Yellows. It's the Chili's of a linear switch.
It's the staple.
Okay, cool.
It's the staple. It's right there. What about you, Dread?
Favorite is probably Gateron Black Inks. I've had those in most of my boards for a while. I have some H1s that I haven't mounted yet, so I don't know how those feel. But I like heavy linears in general. Then I would say Topra is my second. I know that doesn't really count as a switch, but my second daily driver is an HHKB, and Topra is probably like the only tactile I enjoy. Apart from that, I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Cat Yellow is always good too.
Yeah, I mean, again, can't go wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Gat Yellows are, like we said, they're like the standard for
It's cheap.
yeah.
They sound alright and like they feel alright. I don't know.
All right. So next up, and this can be either key sets you've done colorways for, ones you have, or ones that you're looking forward to. So your top 4 favorite keycap sets. And we'll start with 808 again.
Okay, yeah. Same situation. I only have one key set on me, is the one that came with my keyboard. And they're just just regular keycaps. I joined Cat Cyberspace. That's the only group I've joined so far. I did a collab with GMK Ho High. Those are pretty cool. And then I think that's it. I did a Tegoki colorway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very nice. What about you, Dread?
My personal favorite, probably. I mean, I love everything that's like classic looking. So 9009, but like without the accent. So
Mhm.
just a beige. All the CRP, Modern Dolce, and then for like the more maybe like I guess funky for me, like Metropolis is a key set that I really love.
Mhm.
Taro is also a nice one. Yeah.
What about any love for Hander beige?
No.
That was a fast no.
Instantly no.
Instant no. Just nope. Nope. Not even a little bit.
Anything and Arbite I do not get. I don't understand it.
Winkey's Hannah Beige colorway was dope though.
Absolutely.
I've had a discussion about this with him.
So top 4 favorite keyboards. They can be ones that you would love to own. They can be ones that maybe are on the way to you. That can be your daily driver.
Okay, same thing. I'll tell you what I got. I got a key. My first keyboard was the Keymove. This is the keyboard that I use. Keymove Snow Fox. Just a cheap plastic keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
I joined the group buy for Protozoa PO1. I'm really excited for that one. Should be coming soon. I'm getting an Alice layout acrylic stacked keyboard made by Osun Keyboards.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be coming in soon. And then I just bought this cheap Tofu 60 off of Discord a little while ago.
There you go. Okay, there you go. What about you, Dread?
Well, I mean, my favorite board right now so far that I've had is definitely my 7V. That's my daily driver. It's been since I received it. Second, HHKB Topra. Like I use just the stock dome with like the sliders loop, so like very minimal modifications. I had a Polaris before, which I think it was a good board, like especially for the price we paid for it in group buy. That was a good one. Then I had a Leaf 60, and I would say that one's probably like that's one I had.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to own a Key Cult. That's on my list of board that I would like to have and or try.
Did you enter the raffle earlier this week for the purple and black one, number 265?
I did not. I'm waiting for the Metropolis Team TKL. Whenever that raffle comes out, that's the one I'm hoping to snatch, since I joined R2 of Metropolis. But yeah, I haven't tried. I don't stay on top of like the raffles and stuff enough to know like when they're dropping.
I just wanted to mention that I do want to try the Frog TKL.
Yeah, that's getting a lot of hype. A lot of hype recently.
Yeah, it looks cool.
I'm maybe getting one to build in the next couple weeks. We'll see. Gotta talk to my boy about it. But next up will be your top 4 favorite sculpts.
Okay, this one's pretty easy because this is what I spent all my money on. Okay, so my top favorite is probably Egg Face.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just a sick sculpt. Next is probably Roar by Destroyer Caps. I want to like shout out the the smaller guys, that don't those big guys get a lot of shout outs already, so these are the guys that I'm trying to like go after. And then next is Amidst the Clouds, Octo Boy. That was a big inspiration from my TT cap. And then the last one is City Rat by Stony Keys.
Very nice.
Such a sick cap.
I had to look up Octo Boy. That's a cool cap.
Yeah.
And what about you, Dread?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna sound like probably the same, but Egg Face is probably also on top of my favorite sculpt. I would say like anything nightcap in general. That's definitely probably is what like inspired me the most, like this hobby. But then like I don't know, like there's so many good sculpts, so many good makers. Like it's kind of hard to like not put them all, but like Winkeys does some amazing sculpt. I mean, Snug does too. Tex, Glenn the Black, the Bandit is a sculpt that I like a lot too. What do I have? Yeah, it's really hard to put like to put a lot, but like there's definitely a bunch of like amazing like a new maker, and like that definitely deserve like a lot of attention. I think there's a lot of people. Retoid is the one that makes like pretty cool stuff. Also takes good risks, I would say.
Absolutely. So, and then the last one is your top 4 favorite foods.
Oh, okay, easy. The rice is my number 1 top favorite food.
My guy. My guy.
Chicken nuggets, my second. Pizza, my third. Cabbage is my fourth.
Cabbage. That's an interesting
I've never
addition.
heard cabbage on here.
There's this restaurant.
Cool.
There's a restaurant that I went to that had this cabbage dish. It was the best thing I ever had. I still think about it. It made cabbage one of my top favorite foods.
There it is. That's some.
Hell yeah.
And it's funny. I don't think I've ever heard anyone specifically say chicken nuggets.
Dude.
Like we get chicken, we get like chicken tendies, but like chicken nuggets. Sometimes chicken nuggets just slap so hard.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Sometimes they hit different,
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta have some chicken nugs.
What about you, Dread? What's your top 4 favorite foods?
Top 4 favorite food. Anything like any Thai food. Yeah. I lived in Thailand for a year and a couple months, and my wife is also Thai, so like Thai food is probably what I eat the most. Poutine, I guess, just to go along with the French Canadian stereotypes. No, jokes aside, poutine's pretty good. Like for junk food. I don't know, spaghetti bolognese is something that I like. Pizza is always good. Like anything like on the barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, guys, this is a snug of 808 keys. It took me a second to find you on Instagram, by the way, because it took me like forever to realize that it's 808, not 808.
Yeah. It messes some people up, but
but it's I found it, guys, and you can I've done the hard work for the 808 keys. So if you go check them out, I got dreadkeys.com and then go to the Instagram for 808 keys. So we got 808 keys, we got Dread keys here for the continuation. Lots of face melting caps. It's always, I always try and find a connection between our guests on, and I see a lot of like face melting, like oozing out. So, and then I also want to shout out Dreadkeys is running a raffle right now. So if you want to talk about that real quick.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so right now we're running, I say we, like I'm alone. I'm running I'm running Candy Crushed. So it's like basically like the base is made to match L9, like the L9 color from the GMK keycap sets. Like so like whatever like classic beige you're gonna get, it should like fit right in. And then like I had I had a supporter that told me a while, like probably like 3 months ago, it was like it would be super cool if you made like a Jawbreaker colorway. So I was like, yeah, I should definitely do it. And then it took me a couple months, but I finally got to it. So I made my version of a Jawbreaker. I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah, super dope, super dope.
Very, very good. I can't. Every time I look at the GIF, I forget that it moves. So if I'm ever just randomly smiling or laughing at something, it's probably because I'm just looking at the GIF. So we usually the other one after that we ask how you got into the mechanical keyboard hobby, and as well as how you got into artisan making.
Okay, I just wanted to say something about that face melting thing.
Yes.
Like, actually, before I came out with this is my second version of TT. So before I came out with TT, I actually hit up Dread because I thought our caps looked super similar. His eyes kind of have tears and stuff. So I just hit him up. I was like, "Hey, is it cool if I come out with this cap?" And he was super cool about it. That's actually like how we first met. So yeah, it's been super cool since then. Yeah, I think so, dude. I'm pretty sure it is, man.
It's possible. I don't know. I thought maybe we have
check your DMs.
Sliding in.
Yeah.
Sliding in.
Okay, so what was it? How did we get in?
How'd you get into the keyboard hobby, and how'd you get into the artisan making?
Okay, keyboard hobby. This was during the pandemic, so I didn't have a job. I was just browsing Reddit late at night, and I would see these cool keyboards. Then I started looking at the mech, what is it, RMK?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, these are super cool. Checked how much they were, and I couldn't get the expensive ones, so I tried to find some smaller ones or the cheaper ones just to get into the hobby. That's where I found the Keymu Snow Fox. And I think this was like late, like probably like August is when I got that, and then so I knew that I was using all of my stimulus money to get the keyboards, the caps, and the artisans and stuff. And I knew that I wasn't going to be able to keep doing this, so I had to be able to sell something. So and with this money, I got a 3D printer. I tried to do cases for a little bit, and I'm not really into that. So after that, I got into cables for a little bit. And I was still like, I think I was in the ZBUT Discord during this time because I was really interested in the artisans, but like the $500 on the pot or whatever and the compressor, I was like, there's no way I could afford that. But eventually, I just dropped all that money, and then I came out with my first sale. I think that was early November.
Yeah, so your anniversary coming up. I want to address one thing in chat real quick. So if you're wondering why we're talking about ball gags, there is an artisan made by Captain Maniacs.
Yeah,
It's the person talking about ball gags.
It took me a second to like make that connection in my head. I was like, chat's getting wild right now.
In case anyone's wondering, it is a reference to his own work, which is right here. So
Mech and Capto are here, so chat is bound to be wild.
I saw that and I was like, I get it, but I don't know how many other people get it. I love it. And what about you, Dread?
What's the question?
So how'd you get into the keyboard hobby, and then how'd you get into making artisans?
So I initially discovered Keycap in late 2017. I was looking. I saw some like basic coil cable or like custom USB cable on Instagram, and I was always like pretty handy, so I figured like I could probably do it myself. So I started looking. I think it was the Nubinator, like how to make a custom USB keyboard thread. It's like the first thing, the first time I ever saw Keycap, and then you start plunging into everything else. It was a lot smaller back then, but so yeah. So that's how I initially like got my foot in the hobby. I didn't buy anything until like 2018. I think I got a Tofu in like late 2018. That was like my first board. And then Artisan, um, I the first time I think I first started like trying for some like a couple raffles during like Poison Summer 3. So that's like a couple years ago, 3 years ago. I don't know. It's the classic like nightcaps summer sale. That's how I kind of got my foot in the door with that. Then I don't know, like I thought about it for a while. Like I probably thought about it for like an entire year, like about making Artisan, just because. So I used to be a professional chef. I actually went full time keycap making just a couple of months ago. But like prior to May, I've been working in the kitchen pretty much all of my life, and I've always been like DIYer. Like I do woodworking, I paint miniatures, I do photography. Like I'm a lot into arts and craft. So like making Artisan was always something that I wanted to try. But kind of like what Snug was saying, it's not like the cheapest hobby to get into. Like if you don't have like an air compressor, like you need to buy a pressure pot, then it can all be like a bit intimidating in the beginning. But then COVID happened, and like a lot of restaurant industry people, I lost the job I had for 3 years last summer. And in between jobs, I decided that I would give it a try because I had the time. So I figured I would try. So that's when I got started. So sometime like last year in September, I would say. I think my first sale was in October.
Damn.
But yeah, so just under a year now.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. It's a lot of artisan makers and birthed from quarantining.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of us. I mean, like to be honest, it's a fun hobby, just like to begin with. Like if you like making things in general, like I find it like super like gratifying. And then, I mean, like I think I got lucky to a point where I could like decide to probably live off of that instead of like keep working in the kitchen. But
it's pretty crazy, man. In less than a year to go from, first sculpt to full time is pretty insane.
Yeah, like I remember I told my wife last year, I was like, I'll probably never make it to like 250 followers on Instagram. And then not even a year later, like it's kind of crazy. Like
sitting there with 1,800, which for anybody who's as bad as math as I am, that's more than 250. So
yeah.
Well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost a 2K, man. Excited for you.
1K was my goal for 2021. I wanted to reach 1K before the end of the year.
Oh, you might be doubling that goal this year.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that goal has been blown away a couple of months ago.
So Dread talked about it, about how his background is artistic background. 808, what is your background? Do you have an artistic background? I think there's a lot of people that are maybe thinking about getting into artisans and they're worried, I don't have an artistic background. What does your background look like from like an artistic standpoint?
Okay, so me and Jed are kind of similar. We both come from the kitchen, but where we differ is that he's a chef and then I'm just a cook. So I think he has like that, he has like that creative thing in his brain or whatever, And so I don't really have an artistic background. I don't really draw. I never really drew. When I was in high school, I drew for like a year maybe, and that's pretty much it. So that's why I was hesitant to jump into this too, because I didn't, I'm not good with that kind of stuff. But if you keep doing something, eventually you'll get good at it. I don't think I'm good yet, but I'm gonna keep doing it. So yeah, that's pretty much my background.
It's the right mindset to not be complacent, right? It's like, how can I be better? How can I be better?
Right, for sure.
It's a grind. Like I've got friends. I grew up in the music industry. I got a bunch of friends that I grew up with that are now like tattoo artists that never had artistic. They could never really draw, and now they're fantastic tattoo artists. And I think it's really cool to see artisan makers who are making cool stuff that people are lining up to get, that people really want. And they come from a background of just like, hey, I saw this, thought I could do it, tried it out, and I honed the skills to get into it. People, don't be scared. You want to do it, try it.
Another thing that helped was COVID for real, because I had so much time to be like obsessed and do all of this stuff,
Well, it's good to throw yourself into a hobby too. Like it's, whenever I get into a hobby, Eric and I have mostly the same hobbies throughout our 8 years together, and that sounded weird. Our 8 years in friendship.
You could say together.
I mean, together. I mean, that's our relationship started at a particular booth at a Jason's Deli. So
have we?
I mean, 2013.
I'm trying to think of
when I started working at Guitar Center.
There was, okay, I was like, wait, was there a time where we were not living together and not working? And
a short time.
Like there was a very short time where we weren't either living together or working together.
Yeah, it was after I left, and it was when I was living at that new apartment. So it was, but yeah, it's, we shared, we played Magic together, we played video games together, we got really into computers, and that led us, of course, into keyboards. And it's it's one of those things that it's always been like a grow together thing, and it's like a slow simmer, and then next thing you know, you're all in. And I'll never forget, there's a message I'm sure I could find that's like, I could never see myself fucking spending more than or spending $400 on a keyboard. It's in there. It's in our search history somewhere of the messages. So it's
talking about the M60A, the first round.
Yep, absolutely. Long time ago. But so I want to talk about your inspiration for where your caps come from, because the cool thing is, while a lot of caps look maybe similar, like we talked about this last week, where some people might have like a cute more, like a cute theme to it, something like, when I think of like cute keycaps, I think of like Tiny. Tiny does a lot of cute, like the little, and then I think is just another key maker that they make, like the snake and the bird and cute stuff. And then you have someone like Lividity, who's like, hey, here's this split open face, and here's this person gouging their eyes out, and then there's a lot of skulls and stuff. But you're able to make things look. I'm not a physical medium artist, if that makes sense. So how do you kind of pick your theme and kind of go, all right, cool, this is what I'm going to be presenting to the world, and how did you land on that theme, and then how do you set yourself apart?
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
So originally, TT was supposed to be a paper bag. I wanted it to be a paper bag, but I guess I couldn't get the textures right or something, but it didn't happen. So eventually so before, where his tentacles are right now on the very bottom, it used to be like triangles for the paper bag. And so I rounded those out, and I was like, okay, this looks like something totally different. And then so I just then I wanted to go in the direction of Cause. Cause is a companion, and So I tried to mix that with an octopus, and then I seen amidst the boys or amidst the clouds octoboy. So I tried to mix those together, and that's how TT came about.
Very nice. What about you, Dread?
Well, the overall like look, theme, and everything. Like I was always like into like heavy metal, science fiction, fantasy, everything like pretty much throughout my life. So I'm not really a cute kind of person. So it didn't really make sense for me to pursue something like this. I don't know. I wanted in the beginning, like when I first sculpted Dread, I didn't have like a clear kind of plan. I was kind of always like this in my cooking too. So I usually like kind of my plans evolves like during like the process. So like when I would cook, I would randomly like go in the fridge in the morning and decide for a special. Like I'm not the type of chef that was thinking like the night ahead about what was going to be on the menu the next day. So that's kind of how I've approached the first one. It kind of landed to something that I liked, something that was relatively simple to cast because I mean I had never done any resin casting like in my life prior to like starting making Artisan. So I wanted something, but also something that I could grow into. Like I was saying, like Nightcap has been something somebody that I admired like pretty much throughout my Artisan journey, and I really love like the way he kind of he kind of uses like the sculpts like the sculpts is almost like secondhand in his work. Like that's yeah, like okay, like Eggface is nice and the Fructuria is nice too, and like the all of these sculpts, like they're nice sculpts, but like the real, at least to me, like what makes them special is the casting, is like how they look, like the marbling, the resin writing. Sometimes it's freaking insane. Like so, I wanted something that would let me experiment because I like to experiment a lot. So that's what kind of drove my initial design. And then after that, I kind of built a story around it, kind of thing. And then ever since, like everything that's been added to like the universe has been kind of tied into that story. So like Dread is basically a dude like on acid that wakes up in a garbage bin, and like he has a smooth face because he's like paranoid and he's trying to like pull himself out of a garbage bag, yeah, but he's pulling like so hard that his eyes are bleeding, kind of thing. Like that's sort of the image. and then enters the science fiction with the wormhole. Like he goes into it, then he starts to transform into Altered Ego, which is like the encapsulation by my third skull, which is like a modified version of the first one, and then turns into Takeover, which is like the final form. At least for now, it is.
Yeah, now I'm kind of afraid to see what's next because
Well,
there's not much left.
I'm actually reworking Wormhole right now, so that's probably what's next.
I think my favorite wormhole was the cinnamon roll one, where you made it look like an actual cinnamon roll. That was sick.
Yeah, I think that's been the favorite for most people so far.
Yeah, it's funny. I was telling him last night, but I was like, yeah, we're having Dread Keys, and she goes, oh, he made the cinnamon roll cap, and like the only time I can ever think of Dread Keys is like
the
you
face.
know, no eyeballs, like looks like it's bleeding from the eyeballs, and I'm like, cinnamon roll, and she's like, no, I swear, and I was like, oh, okay, damn, all right, this is a lit cap.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't always do like straight up creepy things. At least I try not. I try not to. I think this week's colorway is. I mean, I guess you can still call it slightly creepy, but it's a fun one.
I think your caps have a good balance of creepy and not. Like, I think if you look at them, especially with the original Dread, it can be creepy if you look at it that way, but it can also be.
It kind of has a goofy
subtle
expression.
Yeah.
To it, like, because he's like I can't sculpt straight, so the entire it kind of worked, but his face is not like exactly straight in the cap. He's like kind of twisting his head a little bit, and that kind of gives him like a slightly goofy expression.
Yeah, and I also think kind of like what you're talking about with the egg face is you can make it less or more.
You can make it whatever,
kind of a creepy vibe to it based on the cast. Because like I look at like the Analog Dream Space Invader, the 20-minute adventure, the Penny Lane, like, and the Red Rum. Those are kind of insane and like kind of creepy and weird. But then I look at something like the Olivia cap, the Moonbread, the Hyper Dread caps, where it's like, okay, that's a little bit more like calm and, you know, not melting my face off. I mean, the melting of the face comes later, but
yeah, I usually go either very subtle and like just like clean sharp lines, or it's like all over the place, like splatters like everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I want to talk about with you, Snug, about you've managed to take cute things and make them not so cute, make them kind of sad. But when I say sad, I don't mean the cap is sad. I mean that the caricature is sad. I see like a crying Hello Kitty, the crying happy face and sad face, and I believe this is a Kirby crying.
The pink one, that's the Isaac,
Isaac.
From Binding of Isaac.
Oh yeah, Binding of Isaac.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've taken cute and going, all right, well, I'm gonna take this cute cap and I'm gonna say fuck you to it and make it sad.
Yeah, that's kind of, I guess, the direction I was going. When I was starting all of this, you know, I was going through a breakup, but I mean, I was getting over a breakup, I should say. Okay, so I had a lot of sad things coming out of me. Hey, so that's where all this comes from.
Art's a good medium to get those sad feelings out.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah. So, and I think I really like the street art, like graffiti. That's why I have this, background on. I really like the street aspect of it. So I tried to like go street-ish, I guess. So like cute street. I don't know if I'm trying to go creepy. I mean, that would be cool, I think, creepy and cute. I like creepy and cute, but yeah.
It makes it just more unique, and you also kind of scratch both itches, right? You're like, well, it's Hello Kitty. I mean, Hello Kitty's crying, but I mean, it's still Hello Kitty.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's like with the you talk about how you drew inspiration from like the Cause Companion. Obviously, Companion is a play on Mickey Mouse.
Right.
And I think you kind of like have put your own spin on that same idea of like making it a little bit dark, but it's still being cute and it being like enough to where you somewhat kind of recognize it as something, but it's different. And I think that's really, really cool. And I'm interested to see what other things you do with it, because you've done like the Among Us one, Hello Kitty.
Thank you.
And the Towley. The Towley might be my favorite. Not gonna lie.
The Towley was insane.
I like that one too.
Yeah, those are so, like, of course 420 is like the Artisan Maker Christmas, Artisan Maker Super Bowl, and both of you have done amazing ones. So what was it like with those, and arguably the most competitive day of the, artisans typically don't have this huge competition between each other. I guess if you have a bunch of people like my wife and I who just enter like 5 different raffles and hope to get them all. But how is it, making the 420 caps?
I didn't do any.
Okay.
So that was easy.
I kind of did mine on a whim because I think I just did a sale earlier that week or the week before. Um, and I didn't want to do too many because I was still learning how to resin write, so my lines aren't that good on that one. But yeah, so I only had 4 of those to release.
No, I'm again, it's just too funny to look at.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love them. But so I want to talk about
Can I just mention real quick
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
inspiration? I just wanted to mention the inspiration from that one. The CYSM, their tally was the inspiration for mine for sure.
Absolutely. So I want to talk about we'll talk about the bad before we talk about the good. We talked about this a little bit before stream, but I want to talk about the kind of the biggest mess up as we all make mess ups before getting to a good final product that we're happy with releasing to the world. So what was one of your funniest or memorable mess ups? We'll start with Snug.
I don't know, I mess up all the time. Like they're all like so I've done the thing where we're trying to make we're casting and you don't add one part so it doesn't cure properly, stuff like that.
Doesn't cure at all.
Yeah, it doesn't cure at all, right? It's just liquid.
It's just
But
liquid.
It's just there.
Oh man, that's the fucking worst.
Yeah, I think it happens to everybody, man.
I'm like crazy clumsy, so like I don't think there's a casting day where I don't spill resin everywhere. Like I'm not voluntarily, just like I'm gonna try and grab something and I'll knock like a batch of resin on my desk mat, which is why I now buy 2 of the same desk mat every group buy because I will inherently destroy one of them. Like I don't know, biggest mistake. Like I think like the biggest mistake would be, and I don't think I've made that one, but if I were to give one, is like to me is to put something out there that you don't feel like it's like don't put something out there just because you think you need to, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Because like in the long run, it kind of hurts you. So like I think that would be probably like worst mistake. Like I've delayed colorways sometimes just because I couldn't produce something that I was happy with.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
for weeks.
that's
Like
that's the way to do it, though, right? It's like I'd rather most people would rather wait and get the best rather than force something out that's rough.
yeah, exactly. And but yeah, I mean, like otherwise, like the biggest screw up, I think Snug said it. Like not mixing your your resin properly, and then you have like either liquid cap or cap that are forever like stuck into rubber, like that just cures soft. You can make like funny cap with takeover where you can close his mouth and stuff, but like it's not very strong.
Yeah. You mentioned spending time on colors, Dread, and I do find it interesting and unique that you have, if you look at like obviously everyone in chat, everyone watching, if you go look at his Instagram, how often you show off the mixes of resin that you're using, the color matching that you do.
Yeah.
What made you want to do that? To show that off? Because I feel like that's something that maybe a lot of makers keep hidden.
I haven't done it in a while, actually. You just made me realize that. Because lately I've been on the bandwagon of stepping my game, my product photography up a little bit. So I kind of stopped like posting the color mix. But I don't know. It kind of started like in the beginning. I was just doing it kind of for the same reasons as I was explaining. Since I never really have like a clear plan of what something is gonna look like, I find like the color themselves to be like inspiring, and it's a good way to. It was a good way to show people what I was gonna work on, and then it makes like for a little bit of anticipations and like, whoa, what he's gonna do with like these colors and whatnot.
Very,
So
very cool.
That's kind of why I was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done it consistently though. It also makes good pictures. Like
it's cool to see.
Yeah, it's cool to see, and then I love it shows a lot of like pride in your work when you make like really good product photography. It's like, you know, that's something that just helps a lot. But the next question is what was that turning point for you? What was the cast, maybe a colorway that was like, oh, okay, cool, this is like really fucking good, and like I know I'm making maybe my best work so far. I know a lot of times, you know, you're making the best one every single time, but what was that kind of turning point where you're like, okay, I think I can fucking do this. Like, this is awesome. Let's go. We'll start with Snug.
So I think my turning point was probably People Love when I did him for the third time. It was it was the turning point where I found out, wow, like people like what I make. But I was at this point where I didn't really want to make him anymore. So I don't know, that kind of like it, if there was a turning point, then there was another turning point, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's probably where my turning point was.
Very cool. And what about you, Dread?
I think there's been a couple, but like I think the first time I think people maybe started to notice what I was doing was with my like the tarot giveaway cap, like the Pollock, like the Pollock version of the tarot colorway with like, right, basically like splattered the shit out of a keycap for the first time. Like I kind of embraced it. Like in my plating style, when I used to be a chef, I used to do like a lot of very like organic plating, so like splashes and like just let things fall kind of where they want to go, kind of thing. So I was kind of trying to bring some of that to my keycap, and I think that was like that led to my first commission, which was the DQ that I made for a collector. That was probably my second turning point, and then I dropped Altered Ego the next takeover. But yeah, I think it really all started with the tarot giveaway. I think that's what.
Which that cap's nuts. Like that cap looks so cool.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
There's two of them.
It's all over the place. It's got like a hint of Jackson Pollock in there, which I mean he's a fantastic artist, and then it's just and then of course the tarot colors are just great.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
right. Like the colors are great, and that's also I think the first time that I really got to show off my color work a bit more, because I think colors is probably my biggest strength. All this, like I'm an okay sculptor at best, and like I'm getting better at casting, but like colors is something that I think I kind of made my trademark sort of thing.
So talking about that, you're both in this coming up on a year for both of you of casting, of making keycaps for people. What are some things that have maybe changed for you in the way you approach what you do over time? And then what are some things that you would say, what are some tips and tricks you would give to some people who are interested in starting casting?
Sorry, what's the first question again?
How has your process changed throughout your first year?
Okay.
Caps?
So my process, I used to use polyurethane resin, but now I use epoxy resin. I thought it was I used to think it was good. I mean, yeah, I used to think it was good to go fast and be able to make caps fast. But I was having trouble with polyurethane in Hawaii. I'm thinking I'm gonna blame it on the environment being humid out here, but
Humidity probably doesn't help. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think it was. So I moved on.
You're too close to lava. Like, it's
yeah, right. Something like that, dude. But yeah. So I made the move to epoxy, and then for new makers, I want to tell you, don't be afraid of epoxy. It'll take a long time, but that's okay. You know, you can make good stuff still.
Very nice. What about you, Dread?
I have not gotten on the epoxy bandwagon just yet, although I've been tempted many times. I've mostly improved my. So I'm a pretty impatient person. Like, so I use polyurethane, and I use pretty fast polyurethane resin, I would say, like 326 alumilite clear, like 7-9 minute work time. But I work in smaller batches. I've gotten like very efficient over the year. I mean, like, to be honest, like the best thing you can say to someone that's thinking of starting is just start, like just do it. Like, you can get some clay and like 3D print like a Z-Bud sculpting base for like, I don't know how much is a Z-Bud sculpting base if you don't have a 3D printer. It's probably not expensive, like $10, $20.
35 or something like that.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
maybe cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Then you
I
get.
mean, in this hobby, like anything under 50 is like $1.
Yeah, exactly, right. No, so it's pretty cheap. So you can start sculpting. Like, the idea is just to do something, right? And then after that, like, you can dabble into making molds and like making keycaps without having a pressure pot. Like, they won't be like sell worthy because they're going to be filled with air bubbles, but at least it lets you kind of see if you're ready to drop like the extra, like, I don't know, like a starting setup in the States, you can probably get by with for like $400 or something total. Like a cheap compressor. You get like the Arbor Freight like pots, you bud them or whatever. You can get like a okay casting setup for pretty cheap. So say like just take the plunge. Go on Zbut. Like, the Zbut Discord is an amazing place to start. And even if you're not actually making, if you're just thinking about it, like going there and like talking to makers and other people that are either like you, just wanting to get started, like, I think it's the best. That's how I got started personally.
Very nice.
Looking at it here, and I'm like, man, $45 can get you a full Z-Butt V2 kit. Get started on everything you need.
With some clay and
that with some clay, and then you buy some silicone, some resin. You make a couple cap. If you're happy and you want to like drop the extra like $300-400, get a pressure pot, get an air compressor, then you'll be starting to make like better things. But like, I don't think somebody should be going into this thinking to make it a business.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's the proper way.
Yeah, sound advice for basically anything.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Don't. It's not going to be like, oh sweet, I'll just do this for a year and then I get to quit my job. It's like, no, you got to like.
Yeah, I mean, like,
take care of yourself, of course.
Like, I'm a bad example, but but like,
I'm a good example.
I don't think it's like realistic for everyone. I'm also in a very special situation where the cost of living in Montreal is actually pretty cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So like, whenever I talk like rent with like people in the States, like they don't even believe. Like, I pay like $750 a month, like Canadian.
God, I wish.
Canadian for like a 4.5 in the city. So like, this also helps a lot. Like, doing that, like, I don't think I could, if I live in Toronto, I could probably never have quit my job, to be honest. So there's these circumstances too.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's situation is different. That's it's what we talk with people with streaming. It's like, to get into streaming, get yourself a Logitech camera. Keyboard streaming is a little bit more different because you have to figure out how to do top down. But if you want to get in the stream, grab a camera. If you probably already have a decent computer, and start doing it. And then if it becomes, oh, okay, cool, I might be able to enjoy this and have a small following, then make the investment. And that's the first time I've heard where someone's like, oh, just, you can kind of see the end product. It'll not look as good as everybody else's that are making a pressure pot, but I never really kind of realized that.
I mean,
you can basically make a cap. It's not going to be the best, but you can make a cap without that stuff. It's just not going to be as exactly what you might envision it.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if you use like very slow resin, like resin that'll cure in like 24, 48 hours, then you have like even more time for like the bubbles to not get trapped. So like you can make some decent stuff. And then at least it lets you see the process of making a keycap without having to spend like a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you enjoy doing it and you want to take your craft to another level, then yeah, like for sure, get a pressure pot. Mm-hmm. But like I don't think that should be like turning people away from at least trying. Because you can sculpt for you go get some clay from the hobby store. I mean, like you can, like when I sculpt, I don't even sculpt on a sculpting base. Like I sculpt on top of a cork, like a cork thing for wine. Just because it has like sort of like the same size and it's like a good handle. But like you don't even need a sculpting base. I mean, technically you don't even need a mold system. You can make one from like Legos and kind of build your base with clay itself too. So like anyone can really like try if they want to.
I love sculpting on a cork wine bottle. Just the joke in my head was like, tell me you're a French cook without telling me you're a French cook. I sculpt on a wine cork bottle.
Not French.
Fair. My apologies.
But still.
I also want to ask, what's been your favorite colorway to match to? So I'll start with Snug.
Probably my favorite colorway to match to was Cat Cyberspace.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just super cool. You got all the glowing colors. I think it was the first time I used glow too.
Absolutely. And then what about you, Dread?
Up until very recently, I would have said Metropolis. I think Metropolis is still up there and the ones I enjoyed, but Copper, like GMK Copper was a lot of fun. Like that's one of the rare times where kind of everything I tried I liked. So I wanted to make only like one colorway at the beginning. Then I ended up making 3 because all 3 prototypes turned out nice, and I was like, damn, they're all kind of sick.
Mm-hmm.
So that colorway was like a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to make. Really good colors. You can play with like the actual copper powder. So that one's probably my favorite so far.
Your copper ones are sick. It feels like they have they have a lot of depth because of like the change in the colors and
the texture and everything.
Yeah, it's very
they're super
nice. And Snug, I want to ask you. I love the mechs on deck cap. That's and again, so how it was, that was a surprise. Like it didn't click even for the first like 5 minutes when I saw the picture. So I want to say thank you for making it. It's fun, dude. Making a really cool cap. So guys, if you in chat have questions, please by all means ask away, because we just it's so cool that we're having artisan makers that are, they're not even from their first sale, not even a year into it, and it's cool. We've been with these interviews with the artisan makers, we've been able to have such a wide variety. So has it been like, I guess I want to ask, like on the fulfillment side or on the order side. We've been following Hellbent a lot and kind of going like, oh, okay, because at the end of the day, if a seasoned they've been around 5 years sculpting and making caps. If they make 20 caps and you make 20 caps and you both sell 20 caps, like you're equally successful, so it doesn't really matter. But what was that moment when you first sold out your how did that feel when you first sold out your first raffle? We'll start with Snug.
Yeah, it felt really good selling out for my first sale. Every time it feels good, but I've learned every time it doesn't happen. So, um, I can't remember the questions.
Oh, it's just like how did it feel with selling out the colorway, and then I'm sure of course it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So now it's the OG fans might not be as happy that they're now having to compete with so many people, but how's it been kind of with selling out multiple runs and all of that?
So, I just wanted to say that it doesn't happen for everybody. I think people might think it does, but like my last colorway didn't sell out. So I've been in kind of the space where like when you don't sell out, you kind of feel like less motivated to do things. But you just push through that and hope things get better.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
goes back to what we were talking about earlier about like it's a grind. Like
No, yeah,
Yeah.
100% sure, for
Yeah, it's
sure.
a grind for sure.
It's not the same for everybody, but I think there are a lot of makers who are grinding out there, which I respect totally.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Dread?
Well, so I don't think I've ever not sold out. Maybe once, but I don't know. Like it kind of always feels good. Like every single sale, whenever I press, well, I mean, I don't press enter anymore because it's all automated now. But like, whenever I posted my raffle forms, I would just like stare at like the entry window for like, I could do it like for like almost like an hour at first, just like hoping you get to like whatever, like 20 or 15 caps that you made or something. I'm blessed that I haven't had to worry about that in a while now, but I still like, I think it's important like to never take anything for granted. Like objectively, I try to make each colorway better in a way than what I think I made before. Like, I mean, of course, like with the colors and everything, some people won't necessarily accept, like, necessarily agree with like what I say. But like to me, every new colorway shows an improvement in some form or another. So even if I'm redoing designs that I did in the past, I probably made them cleaner, better, like the line more straight or less bleed or no bleed at all, or like little details. I think it's important. But yeah, I mean, like it feels good, and like for having many years of working as a chef, I also know what it feels like when something doesn't work. Like when it feels fucking shitty. But like I think the important the important thing to remember is that it's a grind, and you just keep going. I mean, that's how you get somewhere. But I keep trying to improve, keep trying to make new things, and then I guess like kind of go with your market a little bit too.
Yeah.
I don't think I attacked the easiest artisan market of them all, like the slightly creepy horror themed keycaps are not. It's not the easiest market to break into because there's a lot less demand than if I did some anime whatever.
Yeah.
Things. Not that I mean people do what they want to do, but it doesn't represent me, so I wouldn't feel like it's not something that it interests me. But it does seem to have quite more of a following for like cute little sculpt and animals and whatnot.
appeals to a slightly larger
Yeah.
larger subset of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
I've been told many times, like, I love your caps, but they're too creepy to put on my keyboard. And I'm like, it's okay.
Like, I get it. It's not for everyone.
I'm like, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's all right.
We have some really good questions in chat. Gnarly Charlie for you asks, what's your favorite part of the process? Color matching, shooting, drinking a beer while you wait for them to cure. What about you, 808? What's your
that's
favorite
probably
piece?
my favorite. Not really drinking. I don't drink, but everybody has their vices. But I really like casting. I think casting is probably my favorite part. The casting process. I like writing. I'm trying to like get better at writing, so I want to do that a lot.
What about you, Dread?
I also think casting is probably what I enjoy the most. With like equally, I kind of consider like the color matching part to be like part of the casting, but I guess you could separate them. But
I separate them, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I enjoy both. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like I usually tackle my color matching like in batches. So like that's the only sort of thing that I plan ahead is like which colors or colorways I'm gonna be doing during the month, and then usually I'll mix them all in like the same like couple hours basically and get them ready for the month. I have all the colors ready. But then casting is fun. Like especially when you start doing like resin writing, like Snug was talking before, like you can go into some pretty crazy things. It's super sick. I really love it.
Oh yeah. Another one from Gnarly Charlie for you. Obviously, you both want to be successful artists and makers, but is there a point where you could be too successful, or do you think becoming overly hyped could be a demotivating factor?
to be honest, I think I'm already overly hyped. But yeah, I don't know if you can be overly hyped. If that's what the people want, that's what the people want,
I'm saying Dread.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's been pretty motivating for me to see my following grow. So, like I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily consider myself to be hype per se though. So like I don't know. Like it's hard to know how it feels like for the like Hello Cap of the world, probably getting like thousands of entries. So like I don't know. Maybe one day we're not there yet.
Well, hopefully one day soon.
Yeah. Captain Maniacs asks, what do y'all plan to do with all of your trash stock? He wants a skateboard out of binding Vizek colorways.
So yeah, I want to do something cool with it. I don't know yet. But yeah, Stone Keys, he told me he's gonna make a suit out of it. Dude, that sounds so awesome.
Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I don't know. Like I've been asked to make magnets with my B stocks. So that might be something I'll do eventually. I don't know. Also, I think it could be cool to do like some sort of like artwork, like a pixel art thing with like all the colors, and then like glue them into one frame, and I don't know, like auction it off for like charity or something.
That actually be sick.
That could be
cool.
something. Yeah. That could be
Speaking
something.
of magnets, Eric, do you remember literally the first meetup we went to, and that guy was like trying to sell those magnets?
It was like a magnet that
was a magnet that held one cap, and I was like, we were at the time, neither of us really ever had even heard of Artisans, much less cared about them. And I mean, this is like, God, long time ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago, and we were like, why is this guy walking around selling magnets? Now I'm like, God, if I could go back in time and just scoop up like 10 of them, that would be awesome.
But yeah, the B-Stock magnet, I think it's something that a couple of makers do. I think Ritual Master does the monthly like magnet drop or something. I might be wrong on that one. Maybe it's not monthly, but I know he does it like every once in a while. I think.
Plus, so you could repurpose it if you said, like, unfortunately, like cracks happen, and if something bad happens to the stem, it's like boom, now you got a little piece of artwork.
Yeah. Like sometimes it's also just like something stupid as like a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll do a fine magnet, but like you don't want to sell it like as a
As an A stock.
as a stock, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's one thing that this community has grown a lot over the years is like its expectation for quality.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's important to meet those, like at least try as much as you can to like set yourself like a basic like quality standards.
Yeah, have some sort of consistency so that way it's not all over the place.
Yeah, like I know that like when I first got started, I would let like some small bubble like just go through. Now I don't redo it anymore. Like bubble goes to like the Vista. Although with my mold system, I rarely get any bubbles anymore. It's just it works really well. So like that's a good thing too. But like when it happens, you just I don't know, test it to the side. You can make another one. Sometimes it sucks because it's a perfect cap. And you're like, be stuck.
The one tiny defect. So you guys have brought along some awesome giveaways for tonight. So huge shout out. You've been staring at most of y'all have been staring at one of them. So Snug, if you wanna talk about, we've got some pictures. I think I sent. Did I send all of them? Yeah, you got them all. All right,
I'm
sweet.
ready.
So
we're ready.
So we got Snug. If you wanna, have you named these yet?
I think I'm just gonna call them the mod TTs. Mod TTs.
Mod TTs.
Yeah. So this one is just the idle animation. So when I'm not talking, that's what you see.
We got the talking.
And then that's just one of the other ones. I like that it was a little different than every other one.
Mm-hmm.
So you get 2 different ones.
We get 2, and then you actually you threw us a third one. Which one is this?
Oh,
so this
dude.
Is Pink Bean TT.
Oh, it's so
good. Do you know? So there's Deeg Caps.
Mm-hmm.
He visited Hawaii over the weekend, and I get to meet up with him. Super cool dude. But yeah, I asked him if I could do a pink bean colorway, since I never knew what a pink bean was until I met Deeg. So yeah, and I'm gonna do a sale for this after. I got some in the pot. I'm gonna take some pictures and then I'll post the sale.
Hell yeah, sick.
Very, very cool. And then and for Dread, what are you giving away? All of those, right?
all of them. Gonna give a random raffle win. So basically, I'm not gonna tell you. I mean, I won't even know what you're getting, but it's gonna be one of those.
Yeah, one of these. You're gonna get something cool.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get something cool no matter what. Maybe it's a takeover. Maybe it's a wormhole. Maybe it's a dread. We will not know until that person receives it.
You get RNG, and then you get another RNG.
Exactly.
Right after.
RNG on top of RNG.
I cannot stop thinking about Jawbreakers as I look at these caps.
Yeah, that was the initial idea.
See, I get funfetti cake, like a fun, like the wormhole reminds me of like a funfetti cupcake.
Yeah,
I can see that too.
Yeah, it's great. So we'll start off with the 808 caps, and we'll do the mod TTs and it's a pink bean TT, right?
Yep.
So again, what we'll do first gets first pick, and then the second 2 we'll just send second place and third place. We'll just kind of get second place will get to pick the last 2, and then last place will get that one. So we'll start with this. So go ahead and vote, please. I know you're going to, but vote 69 is not a map. Vote 1 through, is it 54 or 58?
I think it's 58. It's 58.
So yep, there it is. Thank you, my loving wife, for voting for 69, as well as Ninja Pirate. So get those votes in, and while you guys are voting for the numbers, I want to give a quick shout out to our awesome sponsors. Hit up Omnitype. They're still running GMK Botanical Round 2. So check out that at omnitype.com/mexondeck. And then you go to canonkeys.com/mexondeck. They've got all the new caps. They're still up for sale. So I'm glad they purchased quite a bit. So you got the new Canon caps, the nice PBT sets. Lots of GMK sets. Moomin is on its last day. So if you like Moomin, check out Moomin, GMK-A, GMK How High, GMK Jags. They got the new Springs there. They've got the Ion AIO3 Equinox XL. Group buys running. Lots of stuff on Candy Keys. Go check that out. Hit up mexondeck.project.link. We talked about having a little gore and a little kind of cute. I wouldn't call Retro Wave cute, but it definitely is not gory. But yeah, GMK Retro Wave, GMK Slasher running right now. So go check those out. And then Kinetic Labs, hit up kineticlabs.store/mexondeck. The whale and octopus caps will be up soon, and they've also got awesome switches like the hippo switches, the salmon switches, the husky switches, and springs as well on there. So go check those out.
All right, so I think we've got a tie here. So Snug, which name do you like better? A Leap to Remember or Twisted Toothpick?
Twisted Toothpick.
All right,
Yeah.
Twisted Toothpick it is. Let's go for it. All right, chat. !point play to get entered to win. There's going to be 3 winners. Pillow Snatcher coming in with the animation and sounds.
Is he an avocado?
He's got an avocado little.
A free shavacado.
What is his? I don't know how to zoom in this game.
I don't know if you can zoom in yet.
Yeah, I don't think you can. But he's got his balls like on fire. Oh man.
Absolutely. So next week, guys, we've got a 3B, a 3 for all, if you will. We have Wind Keys, AttoWorks, and Destroyer caps, which I will be asking him about one of those logos that he sent me because it was a bit too not safe for Instagram for me to post
logo,
on.
The best logo.
Dude, that's like the collab. Was it a collab? One of the D keys that was literally just like dicks on the corners.
Was it?
Dude? It was like the horns were dicks.
I need to see that, dude.
It was pretty interesting. But yeah.
I just wanted to thank you guys for having us on, man. This is super cool what you guys do, showing like these smaller makers and some bigger ones like Dread. Showing us off. So thank you guys so much.
Yep, thanks for having.
Huge shout out to Keeb Noob who put like 80% of this together.
Yeah.
As she's like all into Artisans, so whenever I was like, all right, we're gonna do this again, I need your help because you're gonna be able to find a good mix of who's who in the artisan maker world. So, and thank you guys for coming on. It's awesome that you guys were able to come on. So
yeah, it was fun.
You want to start it here? We can.
Just started. Got 10 seconds! ! Play. There'll be 3 winners. But yeah.
So
it's like we got 30 people. You got a 1 in 10 chance of winning a cap.
Dude,
for free.
Freaking Pillow Snatcher's got the coolest looking marble. He's got a trail.
Pillow Snatcher wins all the time. No, like for real. I think she won like 2 of my giveaways.
Oh really?
Yeah, we have a giveaway villain. His name's Kennick.
Okay. Oh, I was just gonna talk about Dibble Day being up in the front. He's a usual viewer, always making subtle, slightly dirty jokes.
Not G10. The last time he won was the 2-year anniversary. With the craziest win of a marbles game I have personally ever seen. where he got yeeted from like the halfway point all the way, all the way
Dude,
to the
there
finish
he is.
line. There he is. He's making his way.
But look who's in front.
Abracadaniel.
This is Dave's wife.
Yes.
And she's gone.
Ooh, unfortunate. Right off the side. Jeff Leopard also getting yeeted. Gnarly Charlie.
Oh, so close.
Oh my god.
Dude, people are just getting obsessively yeeted.
Absolutely destroyed. Lux Cables.
Lux Cables. He's going to win.
Boom.
All right, so Lux Cables is number 1.
Are we going to have 3 winners? We got 2. And
X
that was
Deeds.
close between Incinerate and X Deeds. That was close. We have our winners: Lux Cables, Fire Bazooka, and X Deeds. Reach out to me on our Discord. Say something real quick in chat just so we know you're here. Let's see. Congratulations, and I'll let you know. So Lux Cables will get to pick. So Fire Bazooka, thank you. Lux Cables will get to pick which one that he wants, and then that Fire Bazooka was second, so they'll get second, and then I see X Deeds, thank you. So thank you for entering, and now we got another raffle spot. The fuck, I can't talk.
A raffle spot.
Another raffle spot.
I just wanted to call them Jawbreakers. What's the technical run name?
I call it Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. Too hot. So exclamation point vote followed by number 1 through 58. 69 is not available. It's not an option. So neither is 666. Lux Cables.
Also sad. I guess 420 is not there either.
No, that'd be a lot of maps.
That's
420 maps would be fun.
No, you just need to put it as an option. Like instead of calling it like map 58, just call it 69.
Yeah, exactly. So quick shout to our awesome partners as well, Zap Cables. If you want to build a cable yourself, or you want to, they usually will have a couple cable runs up. They've also got great desk mats, and keep an eye out for the bumper, all on zapcables.com. Typebeast, go to typebea.st. He does awesome monthly newsletters, so if you want to kind of stay in tune with what's happening in the hobby, check him out. Smith & Rune, go to smithrune.com. Keep an eye out for the polycarbonate Iron 165 that's coming out very soon. And 3D Keebs, go to 3dkeebs.com. Use promo code KeebNoob, help her out, especially this month since she did a lot of work for us. They've got lots of switches, stabs, lube, and the Baka 70, which will be running in September, will also be on 3D Keebs. So go check out those links and vote for what map you want.
Looks like map 3 is in the lead, the Delta. So go ahead and give it a go. Exclamation point.
Ooh, a classic.
Yeah, this is a good one. So what's coming up next for the two of y'all? What do you got next up, Snug?
So I'm trying to put out this pink bean. I'm still working on it actually. Yeah, got them in the pot. Next up after that, I'm thinking about Peepo Love. I'm thinking, but I'm not sure yet.
Ooh, is there a possibility for another different Peepo? A new variant of Peepo?
Right, exactly. So they're all green. They're all like OG colors.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one is going to be another OG color. I don't know, but we'll see. I think I want to do fulfillment, but I'm not sure.
Might I suggest the emote Blankies? That is my favorite.
I don't even know that one. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, Blankies in all caps. Check it out.
In all caps.
It's a good one.
Is it in this chat?
Yes, you could use use it. You've got BTTV, you're good. You can use Blankies.
Yes. Awesome, dude.
What about you, Dread? What's up next for Dreadcaps?
Next. The only thing I'm gonna say is that it's gonna be it's gonna be involving some UV reactive stuff.
Ooh.
But like it's still pretty much a concept right now. I haven't tried anything. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
We know it's gonna be sick.
Okay, I have GMK Pharaoh to do somewhere in the next few weeks, so that'll be coming up to the collaboration for that. And that's about where my plans go right now.
Hell yeah, exciting. And then this week, well, why don't we go ahead and start it? And
last couple seconds, boys and girls, hit exclamation point play to be entered to win a raffle of the Candy Crush cap. Be a random cap. All right. This is like an actual race. We got laps. We got 3 laps.
Drive straight, turn left, baby. So this weekend, I don't think I'm fairly certain the wrecked will not get to me. I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing, but our awesome moderator Keeb Noob will actually be in town, so we'll stream something. I haven't figured it out yet exactly, but come check it out at noon on Saturday. And then next week we have Addo Works, we have Win Keys, and we have Destroyer Caps coming in. So really excited to see that round out Artisan April. And guys, make sure you're posting your pictures on the KOTW in our Discord of Artisans. If you have a board that's got some awesome Artisans on it and you want to show them off, just take some pictures, post them on there, and you could have yours be the month of August for our calendar that is coming up.
Did talking about Kinnick just bring back the magic? Because
apparently he's up there. He's rolling hard and hot.
Last lap. This is the final lap between Kinnick and Silly Pears.
He's on the outside, which can be dangerous.
Yeah, but who's gonna take the racing line? Oh, he's cemented himself.
He's in front. I think so. I'm gonna blame this on Not Geo, because Not Geo specifically said, hasn't he? Oh, he's gonna hit the wall. Oh, he's gonna hit the wall. Oh my God, Abracadaniel coming hot. Abracadaniel.
Your wife can't keep winning these races.
And it was.
Silly Pears won!
What?
Wait.
Oh, damn.
We gotta see that, but that is a holy shit.
Oh.
That has got to be by thousandths of a second. That was at the same time.
That was
oh my God.
Can we get the slow-mo
0.011 seconds? Can we screenshot that?
Actually yoinking.
I mean, we can clip it.
Oh my God. Well done.
Dude.
Silly Pears. Reach out to me on Discord.
Holy shit. That was nuts.
I've never seen it that close.
Literally sniped.
Silly Pears, yeah, if okay, you said what the fuck, so I'm sure you saw what just happened.
He was like,
Kinnick, sorry for cursing you, by the way.
Silly Pears goes, I think she can. And then he goes, oh, what the fuck? That was nuts. That was nuts.
Man, congrats, Silly Pears. Sorry, Abracadaniel. Maybe next time.
maybe next time.
So, well, guys, again, thank you very, very much for joining us. I'm gonna find someone to raid, but yeah, it's been really, really fun doing these artisan interviews. It's been cool to kind of meet people who like different things and have different styles, and we've been really diving into like the art styles of everything. So it's been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're back.
My Discord literally just died.
It was just like, nah.
Oh, everybody.
We're back. Sorry.
We're back. All right.
Sorry, chat.
That was. Well, I was like, who left? And I was like, oh, Eric left. That's not.
I tried to change the camera, and it was just, my Discord shut down and restarted.
Well,
so
fun little scare there. But yeah, guys, check us out. I will be streaming Saturday at noon. And thank you guys again for coming on. We're going to be rating Danny Pop Designs.
We're going to be closing up shop for the rest of the night. Again, shout outs to Snug from 808 Keys and Dread Keys for hanging out with us tonight. Go check them out. Exclamation point guest in the chat. Follow them on Instagram. Stay in touch with them. Get some cool caps. We're going to raid Danny Pop. Go say what up. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Danny Pop.
Bye-bye.